Boom, 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 boom. Hello, everyone. This is Ray, the host of the Ray Infinity Show. Yeah, I didn't do an episode yesterday, and I was going to, but I was a little stressed out yesterday from a few things. But sorry about that, guys. But I'm back now, and because I'm just gonna be just trying to crank out and grind out more podcasts for the next week or two, because I don't want to give anything away, but I have been talking to some people about coming on. I'm not going to say who they are, or if I had them on before, or if I haven't, or what else. But you're going to like it though. Like if I can hit it though, there's no guarantee that it'll happen, but I hope it happens. So yeah. Like I said beforehand, I'm getting some new equipment for the podcast. I'm gonna be getting a new mic. Like I'm upgrading from the Blue Yeti. I'm gonna be getting the Shure SM7B mic. I haven't gotten the mic, but I got some of the components that I ordered in. So I got the new arm I'm gonna have. I'm gonna replace this arm. I got a few cords for it, and an extender for the microphone. But I haven't got the Shure SM7B yet. I'm going to get it soon, but I just haven't yet. But when I get it, you're gonna like it, and you guys will love it, because I'll sound much better right now than I am. I'll sound much better than I am right now. It's like the Shure SM7B is a professional microphone, the best one that you can probably have. And a lot of professionals use them, and even all the top podcasters use them, like Joe Rogan, Tim Pool, Ben Shapiro. I believe he might. I don't know for a fact, but I believe he does. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Who else? I know Steven Crowder doesn't use it. He uses a different brand, but a different type of microphone. I don't know what it is, but he uses one. I'll have to look again to see which one he uses. But that aside, yeah, we got an episode here tonight. We're gonna be talking about some stuff and a little other kind of stuff, so to make it a little different. We have three topics here today. We're gonna be talking about the first one. We're gonna be talking about, obviously, the title, the mass exodus out of California. Then after that, we're gonna go into actually wildlife and stuff like that, because I actually love nature and wildlife and stuff like that. It's awesome stuff. Really awesome. And then after that, we're going to go into who I believe, in my opinion, are the top 5 presidents of the United States. The top 5 presidents that the U.S. has ever had. My list probably is different from yours. I'm positive on that. But hey, it's just my list. And we're Americans. We can disagree, but that's just how the way I take it. So, yeah. All right. Where was I going to be? Okay, we're going to go talk about the California mass exodus right now. As you guys know, for the past 10 years or so, the population in California has been, it hasn't been exactly declining, but the growth has been slow. Then in 2019, all of a sudden, and this is true, California lost population for the first time in who knows how many years. It was a lot. I'm just letting you know that right now. It was a lot. But the population growth was slowing down, and it was the first time in 2019 that they hadn't grown in a long time. Then in 2020 they lost more. Then in 2021 more, and right now they have lost even more. Because just a few years ago, California had a population of around 40 million, somewhere around there. 40 million, 39 million, somewhere in that range. Now it's at 38 million. Right? I'm going to show you this right now. California population. Give me 1 second. California population. Okay, let me see this. California population. Right here. Give me 1 second, guys. Population 2021. Okay, right here. Give me one moment. I'm gonna pull this up right here. The census. So I can pull this up right here. Where is it? This is a little weird. I'm trying to find it. Probably trying to hide it. Oh, I think this is it right here. Where is this? Like, okay, I'm not reading that from CBS. So yeah, I did not. God, right here. I think this is it right here. This is it right here. Right here. I'm gonna bring this up right now. Sorry about that, guys. Right here. Now, this graph isn't entirely accurate because it is at 38 million, but this was at probably towards the end right here, and California actually lost population right here. Like this thing isn't. It's not entirely accurate, but it's similar. It's relatively close, but yeah. I forgot who shared this one. Statistica. I'm not 100% sure of who they are, but yeah. Population 2022. Okay, we'll go with this right here. Right here. Population USA. This should be it right here. Okay, no, this one isn't true. I think those graphs are actually being suppressed. Like the algorithm clearly is trying to push those articles down and push certain ones up. New York Times. Hopefully. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, guys. Like they're trying to suppress the information right here. I'm just letting you know that right now. Okay. I'll just go to Wikipedia. I got no choice but to. Population. Wikipedia. Okay, right here. This one should do it. Demographics of California. Population right here. Oh, man, they're hiding the information right here. But like it's not showing 2021, 2022 and stuff like that. I'm sorry about this, guys, but they're clearly suppressing the information right here. This isn't what it's supposed to be, but it is what it is. But yeah. Well, basically, like there is a giant mass exodus out of California. There truly is. But here's the thing, though. A lot of the people that are leaving California, they're leaving because they hate the policies that are there. A whole lot of them. They hate them. But here's the thing, though. When they go to these other places, they vote for the same policies that ruin California. Yeah. Obviously the biggest the place where most Californians go to is Texas. That is the big place. And Texans hate Californians coming there. They hate them. The reason is because they're ruining Texas. Like, not only Texas is becoming overpopulated, but it's ruining Texas. Like, the demographics, like, there's too many people. Like, homelessness wasn't always a big problem in Texas. Now it is. And, like, Austin is completely unrecognizable. Yeah. And these people, they not just in Texas, but also Arizona, Colorado. That was a big one. And Colorado used to be a red state, but it's a blue state now. Huh. And a lot of Californians that moved to Colorado are sick of seeing all the Californians still there in Colorado. They're legitimately sick of it. So, yeah. They're also going to Nevada, Arizona, and Florida, too. Like, I'm going to show you guys a couple of these videos about it, but here's the thing, though. If you look at the demographic, like the votes, I'm going to show that right here. Give me one. Yeah, is this one fine or wait? I'm trying to find this one. Okay, this one should do right here. Sorry about that, guys. But like the 2020 election, I want to go in there. Presidential election results. I don't want to have to go to CNN, but I got no choice right here, so we got to. Here it is. Here's the map of 2020. Well, I have my own opinions on it, but that's for another time. Can't say it here as well. Like, I want to look at these voting areas right here. Obviously, we're going to start with Texas. Texas, as you guys know, huge red state, and it's slowly losing its redness. It's starting to become purple, and like there's been a lot of predictions from a lot of people saying that over the next few election cycles, Texas is going to slowly turn from a red state to a purple state, then becoming a full-on deep blue state. Deep blue. It's like, here's the election results in the presidential election, and look at Dallas. That is deep blue. Like Trump didn't win barely. Like Trump got destroyed in Dallas. Biden won that by a huge margin. Austin in Houston, my mistake. It was a little closer, but still, Biden won by a big margin in Houston. And then in Austin, this is the most embarrassing one, which is sad and stuff like that. Biden got 71% of the votes in Austin, the county in Travis County, and Trump only got 26%. That's sad. The only reason that this is happening is because all these Californians and New Yorkers too, if you want to put it that way, too, they're moving to these states and they're bringing their policies with them, and they're destroying these states. Right? Also, San Antonio, it was Biden won 58% of it, and Trump got 40%. So, you guys get the trend right here. All the cities in Texas, at least all the major ones, vote Democrat. They're deep blue places. And it's not even close, at least in most of them. Now, Southern Texas has always been historically blue, always has been, because of all the Hispanics. But Hispanics are starting to turn Republican and more conservative and starting to vote more Republican. Texas, the southern part of Texas went red. Most of it went red. Now, there's some parts down here, like in El Paso, down in Presidio, and then all the way down from Maverick all the way to Cameron, except one county, voted blue. But the rest of it, Texas got. Southern Texas right here, down here, it's all red. These are really deep red parts, except all the cities. And look at this, though. Trump won it. He still won Texas. I'm glad he did. But he only got 52% of it. He only had 5,890,347 votes. Well, Biden had 46% with 5,259,126 votes. That is shocking. Trump should have won Texas by at least 10, 15, 20 points. And he barely won it. Barely. Because it's not because people are not becoming Republican or that Republicans are leaving. It's because all these Californians and these New Yorkers as well, they're moving into these red states and they're bringing their policies with them, and their policies that they're bringing with them are destroying these states. It's embarrassing when you look at it. I do not like that this is happening, but at the end of the day, this is just what it is. Yeah. Also, let's look at a few other places too. Arizona went blue. We'll save that for the reason why I can't talk about that right here. You see right here, all of this is red except these two areas down where Tucson is and where Phoenix is. Even though Biden still won Phoenix, it was by a closer margin, but a smaller margin, but still though. And look right here. Biden had 49% of the votes, and Trump had 49.4%, and Trump had 49%. And Biden had 1,672,143 votes, while Trump got 1,661,686 votes. Yeah, so you guys get the general idea right here. You can tell that where the shifts are coming from right here. Or Colorado right here, another blue state. Well, I'll get to it. It used to be a red state, but yeah. It's not even close. Republicans can't even compete in Colorado anymore. The reason they can't compete is because all the Californians, like I said, Californians are getting sick of seeing let me rephrase it. The Californians that move to Colorado are sick of all the Californians that are moving to Colorado still. They're sick of it and they don't like it whatsoever. It pisses them off as well. So yeah. And like Biden got 55% while Trump got 41%. It's still deep blue, and I don't think Colorado will ever come back. Like if it ever does, it'll be like 30 years down the line where it'll even have if it ever has a chance to come back. And I'm not sure it ever will. So yeah. Now I wanted to talk about Nevada right here. Obviously, Vegas and Reno, we all knew that was going to go to Biden. We knew that it was going to be blue no matter what. And like down here, it's all red. The rest of it is. But Biden still won it. He got 50%, while Trump got 47%. And Biden had 703,486 votes, while Trump got 669,890 votes. Like, wow. Like, you can interpret this however you want to, but this is the wrong direction right here. Like, it's scary. Like, obviously, I'm in Iowa right here. Like, this is something a little different. There's not many Californians coming here, but yeah. Like literally, it's the same for every situation. All the cities are blue, all of them are, but the rest of the state is red, except Black Hawk County. That's it, really. Like, it's you guys get the general idea right here. Like this. Like, yeah. Illinois, obviously, that's a deep blue state. Like, look at that. Oh, and Georgia. I forgot to mention Georgia. Biden had 49.5%, while Trump had 49.2%. And Biden had 2,473,633 votes, while Trump had 2,461,854 votes. Like, wow. Like, obviously, the main parts, Atlanta, obviously, we all knew Biden was going to win that, get that part. Same thing with Augusta and Savannah. But clearly, it's like all these small areas right here, they all go all Democrat. But the rest of the state goes red. So, yeah. Or down here, let's go to Florida. This one's the most interesting. Like Florida is actually a red state now. Like it used to be a purple state, and if it would lean anywhere, it would lean blue. But now it's a full-on red state because DeSantis has turned Florida all the way into a red state now. Like, and it's not even close really anymore. Like, there were a lot of people that were predicting that Biden was going to win Florida, and no, he did not. And it was by a okay margin. Like, wow. Like you can see, and like even Miami. Florida is an exception when it comes to like red and blue, like the cities. It's like all the cities, they started to go towards more red instead of blue. All of them swung. Like Biden won all the places where the cities are, but all the counties, they actually started tilting towards red, tilting more towards is what I'm trying to say. Now, like that's a good sign, however you want to interpret it, but yeah. I'm just glad that Florida has now become like a red state now. Like, let's go to some of the flipped areas down here. Like, I'm trying to see. Where is this down here? Obviously, I can't talk about some of these spots right here, but I think you guys probably get it. Like, not all these states right here are necessarily battleground states, as it's trying to say. Iowa was not a battleground state whatsoever. Neither was Ohio. Now, as you guys get I want to actually show you guys something funny right here. Like, if you guys watched the time when I had Carlos and Osiris on, like I showed some parody videos of Brent Pella talking about Californians moving to what Christmas shopping is like in California. But he also made other parody videos about Californians moving to Texas or Utah or Florida. Like, I want to play those videos. I want to show all of you guys that kind of stuff right there. This is actually some pretty funny stuff. Brent Pella, Californians. Like, this is actually some pretty funny stuff. Like, I'm going to show my favorite one. Californians moving to Texas. Like this, you guys are going to love this part right here. Let's watch this. Wait 1 second. Right here.
Smells like freedom. Yeah, California was just getting way too strict for me. Oh, excuse me. Can you pull that up a little bit? Yeah. Just like over your nose. Howdy. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Over your nose? No, over your nose. Dude, I love the rockets. I've always been a fan of space. Where are all the homeless people? Pretty cool statue. Probably have to take it down. Don't ride horses, ride scooters.
Yeah.
Yeehaw. Howdy. Yee. What's up with this weather? Feels like I'm walking through a wet blanket. There's way too many people in California, so I'm happy to be one of the millions that's moving to Texas. Go Cowboys! Emmitt Smith! Woo! I love Travis Scott. Yeah, I'm more of a centrist, actually. Hey, what do you think about replacing high school football with high school yoga?
Oh my God.
Yo, how much do you think these houses cost?
Like 400,000.
You probably drive those prices up. Yeah, we can turn this place around. Hey, do you know how far Burning Man is from here? Yeehaw! Howdy!
Hey!
Look at the walls, buddy.
Excuse me?
The Oregon Farmers Market's that way.
Oh, I'm not from Oregon. I'm from California.
California? I thought I smelled communism.
Okay, I might be from California, but...
That's the funniest part right there. California, I thought I smelled communism. Like, the homeless problem was another reason why Californians are moving out. Because, like, if you look at LA and San Francisco, the homeless problem is completely out of control. It's unmanageable. Skid Row is terrible. Is unmanageable. Like homeless people on every street. Like there's like 50 to 100 tents on the sidewalk or something like that. And San Francisco, they literally have an app where you can monitor where the homeless people are taking a shit on the sidewalk. Literally.
I identify as a Texan now.
You should identify as a yuppie bitch.
I'm just following the footsteps of Joe Rogan, dude.
The only blue we need in Texas is a sky.
We already claimed Austin. We're just here for the rest of Texas.
You bench press kale, I bench press cow.
I'm offended.
Look at these calluses. These from doing man's work.
Oh, you should put some of my homemade lavender CBD oil on that.
The only plant medicine I know is Copenhagen long cut.
Hey, I just want to make a couple small changes. You know, open up a couple juice shops.
The only juice we drink here is oil.
Put some French fries and some burritos.
French fries in your burritos.
This is God's country.
Oh, well, I think of God as more of like a universal energy. What? You keep offending me, I'll drown you in oatmeal.
Where do you go hunting? Whole Foods?
I mean, sometimes they put the hemp protein in a different aisle, and then I got to go looking for it. It's basically hunting. Hey, what's up with all the homeless people, man? I mean, where are they?
Our homeless people live in houses.
Outside of Austin. And other places, homeless people in another place in Texas, homeless people live in houses or buildings.
Sorry I don't listen to just country music all day.
Hey!
Down by the river.
What do you listen to in California? The Chain Tokers?
Listen to some real music.
That ain't music.
Down.
Hey, fellas, this country is big enough for everybody, dude. You don't need to force your ideologies upon other people just to make it seem like everything that you believe in is the absolute truth. And you should be more welcoming and appreciative that people are valuing the space that you created and welcome them with open arms in the hopes that you can create a new, better community.
Except the thing about Texans, they actually welcome people there. They just do not want people bringing their ideologies with them, liberal ideologies. But other than that, they're fully welcome and open to people coming here.
If we spent less time stereotyping one another based on preconceived notions of behavior and attitude, then we can spend more time putting in energy and effort into creating communal spaces that value and nurture people from different backgrounds and territories. Yo, where are you from, man? Oh, I'm from Portland, but I just moved to Seattle.
If you guys get the joke right there, basically what that joke is referring to is like during the riots of the summer of love, in the riots, and all the riots that happened in Portland and Seattle, like literally, like they were like burning in Portland, the Antifa was burning buildings down, and in Seattle, like there were a bunch of people that basically took over an entire block of Seattle and just created their own little country called the Chaz and Chop, like literally.
Go back to Chaz, you geek. Go invent some more pronouns. Say, man, you want to come over? I was about to put on some Joe Rogan.
Oh, dude, I love Joe Rogan. My favorite part is when he talks about smoking
that DMT. That, like...
I got some of that, too. Let's go take a trip.
As long as we're not going to Portland.
Yeah, like, that's the joke right there. Like, as you get it, Texans, they can't stand Californians moving there. Like, they say, like, Don't California my Texans. I like that. Someone should get that as a tattoo. I mean, I'm pretty sure there has been someone that has done that. All right, let's check out their Florida one. Like that one it's not as funny, but it's pretty funny right down here. So like they said, like Florida has more New Yorkers are moving to Florida than Californians moving to Florida, but still, the problem is essentially the same, though. It's essentially the same at the end of the day when you look at it. Right here. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. This thing is slow. Right here.
Welcome to California.
Oh, my
Florida's
God.
the first state to open back up again. So obviously it's going to be the first state I have to close. Where is all the smoke? Is this the Sunshine State or the Sauna State? It is moist. Moist. It is moist.
Moist.
Restaurants are open here? How is that legal? Hey Siri, text Gavin Newsom. Hey Gavin, man, comma. We got a big problem out east.
Yeah, because obviously Gavin Newsom and Kuma were the ones that locked down the most. And yeah, that's part of the joke right there. Because Florida is probably the most open and free state in the country, even more than Texas. Yeah.
I might be from California, but I identify as a Miami Dolphin. It's my duty.
I identify as a Miami Dolphin now. So, and he's in Tampa right here. So that makes it even funnier.
To turn all 50 states into California. Yeah, since Florida's going to be underwater soon, I guess it's already turning blue. Defund humidity. Defund alligators. Defund hurricanes.
Defund.
There's too many here. It's uninclusive to the other fruits. An American flag? What do they think this is? A free country? I heard people in Florida like their eggs with bath salt and pepper. Yeah, Tom Brady. Go Bucks. I've always loved Pirates. Moist. It is moist. It is moist.
This part's funny right here.
I smell fear.
Moist.
Must be a California nearby.
That's what.
Must be a California nearby, as he's clearly eating some pie and just out partying outside. Because like Florida's a really awesome state. It truly is.
Flip-flops. You must be from California. What? By the way, did you know your state is open? Do you need some help closing it?
We live with
Yeah.
freedom, not fear.
Someone needs to hear about this.
Who you calling, your mommy?
It's Nancy Pelosi.
Nope.
So, yeah. Hey, Mom.
We use liberal tears for sunscreen.
Well, you'll probably get burned then, because my tears are only SPF 15. Wait, are you the Florida man? The guy that boofed a bottle of Vicodin and then had sex with an alligator?
Maybe. God, like I'm gonna get into like a little bit of that in a little bit, but I gotta finish this. So yeah.
So what are you, California man?
Yeah.
So you just put CBD up your ass and light trees on fire?
What? What do you even need guns for?
We use guns to shoot at hurricanes.
Dude, Florida is the soft dick of America.
Well, then California is a vagina of America.
Yeah. Like if Florida is actually the dick of America, California is definitely the vagina. Because if you look at the shape, yeah.
No.
Hey, just don't California my Florida.
Oh, I'm going to California all over your Florida.
Don't do it.
Yeah, you want this California on you?
I don't want that.
Oh,
Get up.
you're going to feel this California inside your
up,
body.
make it
Oh, you're going
stop.
to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, fellas. Enough with all.
Osiris, I got one more after this to show. Then after that, I'm gonna actually go start showing talk about wildlife and nature stuff like that. Then after that, I'm gonna get into like who I believe the top 5 presidents are. So yeah, so just enjoy this a little more. So yeah, and Osiris, if you don't mind, please, would you mind sharing this video with your audience so I can get more people over here? Yeah, because this would be pretty fun.
All this fighting homies from other states, dude. You need to stop assuming that everywhere else would be better if they have the same lifestyle and ideologies that you have. And you stop assuming the worst of people before you give yourself a chance to understand and appreciate their opinions and perspectives. And also stop having sex with alligators. It's weird.
Yeah. So, and look at his face right here. Look at his face.
I know this country seems like it's turning into a burning dumpster fire outside of a Chick-fil-A, but can we at least please try to give civil discourse another chance? Hey man, how do you keep showing up everywhere we go? Oh, I'm always on vacation.
Wait, are you deep state?
No,
Yeah.
dude. Are you deep state, bro? No,
Deep
dude.
state.
Let's kill him.
Look at he's running. Look at the way he's running.
Hey
So,
man, you want to come over and have
some
some
key
key
lime
lime
pie?
pie?
Oh, I love key lime pie. It's sweet,
yet refreshingly tangy.
Come on, brother.
Hey, do you guys really have sex with alligators here?
Hell yeah.
Oh my God. Do you guys have sex with alligators here? Hell yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Like, this is pretty funny, Osiris. Like, like this is some pretty hilarious stuff right here. I sent out a link to the live on the community tab. Thanks, buddy, because this is actually some pretty funny stuff right here. like literally, this is even though it's more New Yorkers that moved to Florida than Californians, it's still at the end of the day, it's still essentially the same problem, because like Californians and New Yorkers are really the same, because like most Californians, they go to Texas, Colorado, Arizona, Nevada, while New Yorkers and New Jerseyans and whatever's up there, they go to Florida. Oh, and also I forgot to mention Georgia as well. Californians also go to Georgia too. So yeah. Yeah, and also we got another one to talk. Another one of these guys made. Like, this is actually some pretty hilarious stuff right here. Like, you're gonna love this one right here. They made Osiris. You know when I told you beforehand that these guys made a video about dead people doing something? Look right over here. Look in the videos right here. I can't say that right here because I don't want this video getting taken down, but this is that video right here. So maybe you should go look that up and take a look at what you think about it. So yeah, like, one second. I'm trying to find more. There's actually, where is that one? Moving to this one right here. It's Californians moving to Utah. This one is awesome right here. One second, right here. Sorry about that. Right here. Right here. Sorry about that. Here it is now.
Utah, or should I say, Blue Top?
Blue Top.
Stockton to Malone. Probably have to tear those down.
Like, I'm not a Jazz fan, but I have great respect for Malone and Stockton. So, and the fact it's obviously this is a reference to these people. They try to take down statues of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and the rest of the founding fathers. So obviously it's a reference to that. That's part of what the joke is. So
down. Look at all this land. So much space for tents. These statues just aren't inclusive to Greg Ostertag.
Greg Ostertag.
Why is the air so clean here? Can't be good for you. Utah Jazz is my favorite music. Utah is home to a very diverse population of white people.
A very diverse population of white people. White, like, literally, oh my god, like, wherever this guy comes up with these jokes, like, oh my god, and he's a comedian, first of all, but I would actually like to know where these guys, they come up with these jokes like this. So yeah,
high elevation and low taxes. We can flip those around. You know, Utah spelled backwards is hate you, which I hear a lot. So I feel welcome here. Utah! I'm here! Ooh, it is chilly here.
Chilly!
Reminds me of NorCal.
NorCal!
They're already building the firearms return center that I ordered.
Firearm return center that I ordered. So, oh my god. Like, you guys get the general idea. Like, California's gun laws, like they're only second to only New York. They are the strictest, have the strictest gun laws there. Like, California is anti-Second Amendment. Very anti-Second Amendment. And like, wow, like, so you guys get the general idea right here.
Beautiful mountains. They'd be even prettier with some condos on them.
Hey, friend. Welcome to Utah, brother.
Ah, a local Utahnian.
What the fudge are you talking
If
about?
you're from Utah, don't you have like 12 kids?
Yeah, well, I'd rather have 12 kids than a 12% tax rate.
Hey,
And yeah, same here. As expensive as expensive as kids are, I'd rather have 12 kids than a 12% tax rate. Because like, at least overall I get to keep more money. Yeah.
pretty soon it's not going to be 12%, okay? It's going to be 16%.
You think California has the best nature? We have 5 national parks.
Okay, but we have 9 national parks.
Okay, but how many are you even allowed to go to right now?
I just have to check with Gavin Newsom first.
You should
I have to check with Gavin Newsom here first.
sue him like we're doing with our governor.
You can't sue a god.
Ah,
Suing a god. obviously you get where this is going. So he's royalty when you look at it because he's Nancy Pelosi's nephew. Yeah.
You're part of the LDS?
Oh, you mean LSD? I'm down to microdose.
Well, I microdose fry sauce every day.
Fry sauce is just In-N-Out spread that's never gotten laid.
Well, that's because it's waiting for marriage.
Shouldn't you be on a mission right now?
Yeah, my mission is to make you go home.
What?
Actually, here, take this.
Hey, I respect your beliefs, man, but I'm not taking a pamphlet.
Actually, no, it's not a pamphlet. It's a roadmap to get back to San Francisco.
Tell it.
A roadmap to get back to San Francisco. No, like if you look at it at the end of the day, everyone hates Californians. Everyone does. And like, I'm actually going to say this. A lot of people will disagree with me on this. Cyrus, you may actually disagree with me on this as well. But I don't consider California and New York and places like those to even be America. I don't really consider them. Why? Because they are so anti-American and they want to force ideologies like that onto the rest of us when I do not believe in those ideologies. But like people like me who live in conservative states, we're not trying to force our ideologies on other states. But people like are trying to make their like California, New York's, and Illinois' ideologies, or New Jersey's too, like ours, to be pushed onto us, to be like theirs. I don't consider them to be America. You can be mad, but that's just what I believe.
There's enough negativity and fighting in this world already, man. You stop moving to other places and trying to instill your beliefs in others, while also voting the same way that you did in the place that made you originally want to leave.
100% correct.
And you, just because this guy is an absolute tool doesn't mean that everybody from California is that same stereotypical type.
Not everyone is, but most are.
Maybe try having a longer discussion with people to break through stereotypes to help foster an environment where new people can thrive. There's a way we can all get along and make this country truly great and prosperous while respecting each other's differences of opinions and beliefs.
Yeah.
Hey man, who did you vote for? Oh, I voted for Joe Jorgensen because I didn't want to waste my vote.
that part is truly funny when you look at it though. Like people who like I didn't waste my vote, so I voted for Joe Jorgensen. Like literally, like, the Libertarian Party is a complete joke at the end of the day when you look at it. It truly is. So yeah, like
I voted for Kanye.
I voted for Biden.
Make your voice heard, bro. So wait.
And yeah, this is 100% true. Like Osiris, he actually agrees with me, which that surprises me a little. But he agrees that they are not American. They're anti-American areas. I 100% agree with that, Osiris. Like, as a matter of fact, that is why I'm a supporter of the national divorce idea. Because why should their ideologies be forced on us when we're not forcing our ideologies on them? Now they're going to go, I know where this will go when they say, oh, Roe v. Wade being overturned or blah, 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 blah. It just goes back to the states. With it being overturned, that's all that will happen. We're not forcing our ideologies onto you guys or whatever, because you can live the way you want. If you want to keep abortion up to the moment of birth, I don't like that, but do not force that onto my area. I do not want my tax dollars going to that whatsoever. But guess what? My area, my state, I do not want to live in a state that actually supports abortion. I do not believe in that whatsoever. So yeah, thanks for that comment, Osiris. That is really good. Like they have said, well said. They are all aggressors. Who's this? Yeah, I completely agree with that, buddy. Yeah. Oh, if you guys are just joining the stream, make sure to like and subscribe and share this and turn on notifications because I want to try to grow this channel so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. All right. So yeah, right. I'm going to do a video on this one. Right. I'm going to do a video on the Libertarian Party comic Dave Smith. I'm a big fan of Dave Smith, and the Mises Caucus are going to bring the Libertarian Party back to a respectable place. It's not, Cyrus, I know you're going to disagree with me when I say this, but the Libertarian Party will never be back. It will never come to a respectable place. Now, because I know for a fact you disagree with me on that. I like Dave Smith, but I don't think he even has the power to even do that because like our system currently at the moment, unless it dramatically changes, I do not see how the system is going to change that is going to allow a third party to be competitive. Because in our current system, only two parties are competitive, Republican and Democrat. You cannot have more than one. That's just how the system works. So yeah. Is he from Utah? No, he's not. I don't know where he's from actually. I'll have to look more into that. So yeah. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna try to. There's actually another one of these videos that these guys made. So I'm gonna show you guys that right here. Like the video that these guys. Oh, we'll finish this first too.
Man, did you want to go grab some pizza?
Oh man, I love pizza. As long as it's not that one place.
Oh, you mean the place
place
that
that
gave
gave
Michael
Jordan
Jordan
the
food poisoning in the 1997 NBA Finals? No, I've got a better place.
Hey, was Joseph Smith really 14 when he did all that stuff?
Yeah, and he invented fry sauce when he was 3.
Yeah, that they obviously had to do that reference with Michael Jordan. It's as you guys remember the Michael Jordan flu game. Like I obviously wasn't born back then, but I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan, and that is one of the most iconic games of all time. And Jordan, when he had that the flu, well, he had the stomach bug, and he played great, and the Bulls still won. Yeah. This is another video I wanted to show that these guys made. This part, the rest of this segment right here, I'm gonna finish off with this segment. Then we're gonna move on to the next segment because like this stuff right here is actually pretty hilarious. Like it's probably my second favorite video that these guys have made. So yeah, give me 1 second right here. 1 second. Right here, when Californians move back to California. Yeah.
California. Good to be home. Oh, I didn't know they were having Coachella at the park this year. Check it out, my childhood home.
My childhood home.
Staples Center. Go Staples. Hey, they must sell wood here.
They must sell wood here. Clearly, he's referring to this store that was forced to close down due to the lockdowns.
I'm surprised we haven't changed it to Gavinfornia yet.
Literally, that should be on the flag, though. This part right here is actually my favorite part of this video. I'm gonna rewind it so you guys can see it. Just watch.
Sell wood here. I'm surprised we haven't changed it to Gavinfornia yet. Knock, knock. Who's there? Gavin Newsom. You're closed.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Gavin Newsom. You're closed. Like, Gavin Newsom is a pretty bad guy. He truly is. He's truly evil. Like as I said before, I believe Gavin Newsom, because he is Pelosi's nephew, he is actually one of the globalists. He's not just a socialist. He's a globalist. I don't know if he's part of the World Economic Forum, but I believe it's possible he and Pelosi are working with them. It's possible. I don't know if they're actually full-on members or not, but yeah. And they're intentionally trying to destroy businesses across America so they can usher in the Great Reset. Yeah.
There's a real CNN aesthetic here.
CNN.
Traffic. I missed this. And I missed all the people in traffic, too. Hello, fellow traffickers. Look at us, trafficking.
Trafficking.
People really like to shit on California, but California's already covered in shit. So it's like, we're used to it. We should
covered in... As I told the Cyrus beforehand, that San Francisco, they actually have an app that lets you see where homeless people are taking shit on the sidewalk. Literally, it's disgusting. Like, oh my god.
consider making everywhere out of wood. Oh, my local essential weed store. Could I buy 3 joints of weed, please? Could I also buy the freedom for the thousands of people locked up in California prisons for low-level, nonviolent, drug-related crimes? Just kidding. What would we do without all that sweet, sweet prison labor?
Kamala is laughing her ass off right now just listening to that. Like, Kamala Harris, as you guys know, she put, like, as much as I can't stand Tulsi Gabbard anymore because, like, she's part of the World Economic Forum, but when she destroyed Kamala in that debate, where she's pointed out that Kamala put so many innocent people in prison for low-level, nonviolent, drug-related crimes, and actually laughed when she was asked if she had ever smoked marijuana before. Yeah.
Oh, nice. They finally arrested a basketball hoop. They're too tall anyways. Eric Garcetti deserves a promotion and a vacation. Defund basketball. I love how no one makes eye contact anymore. Because if you look straight at the ground, it's like there are no problems. Makes total sense.
Yeah.
I wonder how much these studios cost.
Yeah.
I feel safe again.
Safe.
Yo, my dude, you've been gone for a while, huh? Oh, yeah, I've just been Californianizing all the other states. So
yeah. if you really look at it, that's what all Californians do, and New Yorkers too. When they're trying to make places, every state look like California and New York. Yeah.
You don't see any problems here.
Oh, I just kind of ignore all these problems, and anyone who disagrees with me is a far-right racist fascist.
Oh, so you just believe anything politicians say?
Well, yeah, they'll never make a promise they can't keep. They're politicians.
Yo, I was following all the rules, and Newsom closed my business.
Oh, what was your business?
I made organic, handcrafted, vegan CBD treats for emotional support pigeons.
Oh, that's very Californian of you.
Yeah,
Hey, if you close your
Californian.
small business, you get a job at Amazon. Now you're in big business, and that's way better.
Yo,
Because they own your ass. I wish he had said something like that on top of that.
you're brainwashed, bro.
That's so racist.
What?
You're sexist.
How is it?
Racist and
that doesn't even
sexist.
make sense.
Phobic. Oh, you're phobic.
What do you say?
Phobic, fascist,
You can't
phobic,
just say
phobic,
that.
Hey, fellas, stop arguing, man. Now is no time for struggle and peril. While there's no doubt this state has some major issues to address, we should take care in how we approach each other in conversation so that we do it in a respectful way. It's also more than okay to question a politician's rules and regulations, especially since many politicians have the #1 priority of getting reelected above the general welfare of the people who are electing them. It is possible to question elected leaders while also expressing empathy for those affected by our current state of affairs in order to achieve the common goal of lifting Mother California back to her prominence as one of this country's most beautiful and prosperous states.
It's impossible to lift California back up. I'm just letting you know that right now.
Hey, what part of California are you from? Oh, I'm from Central California, otherwise known as the Middle Ground.
Let's make California like Merced.
Ooh, everybody loves Fresno.
Fresno. Yeah.
Hey, man, you really opened my mind today. I think I might start thinking more.
Good, man. You just stick around for a while.
Yeah, maybe I'll get my own place. I saw a really nice dumpster studio for rent down the street.
Oh, how much was the rent?
Oh, it's only $2,400 a month.
Not bad.
Even when you add on the 7.25% state tax rate, 50-cent tax per gallon of gas, and up to 13.3% state income tax. And yet, even with all these taxes, we still have hundreds of thousands of people that are homeless and mental disabilities that aren't getting the help they deserve. And there are elected leaders who haven't done a motherfucking thing to help independent contractors or people who have lost their jobs, besides a measly $1,200 check back in April, which I spent on CBD. Jinx! Maybe it's because the American government truly is a broken system based on ego and power grabs, made up by people who can't even follow their own rules. Nice, man. Let's go grab an oat milk latte.
I'd love to.
There you go, right there, guys. Yeah, you get the general idea right there. Like, like I want to point out Osiris right here. If you're in the chat, Osiris, you said you have to run a takeover of one of the major parties like Trump did with the Republicans. Except the Libertarian Party is not a major party. Like, even though you would say like, oh, it's like one of the top. It's a top party that bigger than any other party other than Republicans and Democrats. Here's the thing. It doesn't come close to Republicans or Democrats when you look at it. It doesn't. Like, as much as like at the end of the day, when you look at it, it doesn't come anywhere close to it. Like when you did that video the other day, was it a couple days ago, where you were reacting to one of your old videos where you were talking like about how embarrassing the Libertarian Party has become. Like, I'm actually want to watch that clip again so everyone else can see it, just in case. Like, because this is some really interesting stuff. I think you'd like to see. 1 second, right here. Stuck in the middle. 1 second. Sorry about that. Channel. Right here. Down here. Here. Where'd you have that? Membership. Okay, because I'm a member right here. Is this the right one? I believe this is.
The office in
this is it right here. This is it right here. I'm gonna try to find that one clip right here. 1 second. I'm trying to find it. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find that one clip that Osiris had. Right here. There it is. Right there. Like Osiris, like you were, like even you pointed out right there. Like the Libertarian Party is a complete joke as it is. Like, here it is right here. I want you guys to see this. Like, this is what Osiris said. Right.
These are the
right here.
For Liberty, that is Comic Dave
Like,
Smith.
literally.
These are the only things that I saw from. I know
Right
him
here.
as Comic Dave Smith, but Dave Smith is soon to be, in my opinion, not official, the 2024 presidential candidate
Like
for the Libertarian
this part right
Party.
here.
Mainstream media about the Libertarian Party, and this is what made them a joke.
Yeah.
I would like to ask the body
This
to
right here.
consider that the Libertarian Party acquire a mascot. And I would like to propose Dobby from the Harry Potter series, who in the 7th book says, Dobby has no master. Dobby is a free elf, and Dobby has come to save Harry Potter and his friends.
The perception is that they take liberty with the idea of liberty.
Yeah, this part right here. Look, this is a joke right here.
Easy, bro. That's too much for me. Too much liberty all at once. But what I am seeing is this dude does have some political gravitas. Some
Like you see right there, like clear, like even you, like Osiris, you said like that's a little too much liberty right now, and their perception is they actually take liberty at, literally like that. Like I believe, like I agree with you when you said that right there. Like that's too much liberty for me all at once. Like there's no like you're just making your entire like the fact that a party is willing to do that, someone associated with that party on stage at an event for the Libertarian Party, that tells me all you need to know about the Libertarian Party. Like there's no reason for that to even be around. 1 second right here. Yep, Shelby. Yep. Right here. California is the worst example of American culture. Oh yeah, right there. The only one place right behind it is New York. That's just how it is. Like I said before, I don't consider them to be America. I just consider them to be like I wouldn't even consider them adjuncts of America. They're actually like California in particular. Like I think that's actually more China. Like it's almost like you could sell just hand California over to China and it would run exactly the same pretty much. I think you can make an argument that you could actually do that. So yeah, like as I said beforehand, like in our current system right now, there's no possible way for there to be a third party right in here. There just isn't right there. The fourth reach. So yeah, I know I've said a lot of weird stuff in my videos. I have, but as I said beforehand, like I don't consider California part of America. I just don't. Not just because their culture is different, because each state has its own little different culture. It's different from the other, but they have at least some DNA that shows that it's America. But the thing is, California, at least not anymore, does not have that unique DNA that's part of America. It used to back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s, but it's not even like that anymore. Not even close. So yeah. like I'll save the. I don't know if we'll get to the wildlife thing, but because since Osiris is here, I wanted to actually talk more about since he brought up presidential candidates in the Libertarian Party, I wanted to talk about who I believe, in my opinion, are the top 5 best presidents of the United States of America. Give me 1 second, give me 1 second right here. I'm going to bring this right up. Give me 1 second, because I think I might have this in like one of my docs or something. Like 1 second right here. Obviously don't want to show that part right there. Email, right here. Right here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry about that right there. 1 sec. Sorry. Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. I'm bringing it right up. It'll be right here in a second. Where is this? Come on. Top 5 presidents. Yeah, sorry. Give me 1 second, guys. This is annoying as hell to me. Right. Well, I didn't finish the list right here entirely. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna make this. 1 second. Lincoln, Jefferson, 4, Reagan, and then 5. Oh, okay. I'm gonna bring this up right here, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull this up. Right here. If you guys can see this right here. like I'll make this bigger just in case you guys can't see it. To be all the way. Yeah. Wait, sorry about that. Like, in my opinion, like I wanted to talk to you guys about who, in my opinion, my top 5 favorite presidents are in America. If what your presidents are that you have in the top 5, just comment them in the live stream, and then we can actually discuss it and like we can find out on the others' opinions on it. Number 1, who I have at the top, and it's an obvious one. Obviously, I have George Washington at the top. I have to. George Washington, the founder of America, the father of America, and out of the founding fathers, out of all of them, he was alpha, no question. And he was the general during the head general in the Revolutionary War, and he helped America win the Revolutionary War to even be America. And he actually left. He actually didn't even want to be president at all, both times, because he originally wasn't going to. But his friends, the other founders, talked him into it because they convinced him that it actually would have been respectful and it would have been dishonest if he hadn't done that. So I actually like that he ran. And like Wilson, you're joking with me. Okay. You're joking with me when you say that right there. There's no way Woodrow Wilson is the best president. No. You're joking. Okay. And Washington, he was actually like I said, out of the founders, he was alpha, and he left office peacefully both times. And he was actually he actually said that we should not be getting involved in political parties. We should not have any. And that we should not be getting involved in any foreign affairs. And I actually agree with that completely. But we failed that within 10 years after he said that. So, yeah. I like John Adams, but he was the guy that got us started in that. So yeah. Then number 2 on my list, and you guys can comment and say what you think of my opinions on that. But because I want to actually know what your guys' opinions on it as well. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe you guys can try to change my mind on some of this. Yeah, I would actually like to see that. Number 2, Abraham Lincoln. Obviously, I have to have Lincoln at number 2. Washington and Lincoln are the top ones. You can have them in any order you want, but in my opinion, I believe it's Washington. It's not. You can make an argument that Lincoln is, but I don't think he is. But if you had Lincoln at number 1, I wouldn't complain about it. But I have Lincoln at number 2. Obviously, the guy that obviously not just the fact that he led America through the Civil War, he also recognized that the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution were linked and that they were not separate. That they had to be fully integrated. They were one. They were one half of the same thing. And that he actually not only led us through the Civil War, which I said that already, but the reason is he said that the Constitution fully applied to people of all races, all skin colors. So and what he was referring to were slaves, which were black people. And after that, black slaves actually got freed and stuff like that. And I'm glad about that. Shelby, Reagan, I actually don't mind with you with having Reagan there. I have him that's a little too high, but I have no problem with that. Number 3, Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson, one of the founders of America, probably the number 2 out of all of them. Obviously, Washington, when he ran both times, he had no competition of who was going to run against him. No one was going to run against him because no one had a chance. Then Jefferson, after Washington left office, Jefferson ran for president, but he ran against John Adams. John Adams beat Jefferson. He did. And then and Adams, he was a good president and he was a true conservative, but he was not Thomas Jefferson though. It's Jefferson, a lot of it. I'll get into that. But Jefferson, he ran again the next election cycle and beat John Adams again this time. And I actually think that was the best thing that could happen because I believe Jefferson is one of the best presidents we've ever had. And Jefferson, he obviously when you look at it, a lot of his speech, his writings, and his speech and his writings and journals, when you look at them, it's he's talking like a liberal, But when you look at his actions and his speeches, like he's actually talking a lot like a traditional conservative. Like he actually was someone who believed in federalism, which means that he wanted to devolve power back to the states, which I actually completely agree with that. And like I do not believe. Oh my God! You literally had to write that in the comment section, Shelby. Oh my God. Yeah, where was I? Like a lot of I do not believe that the federal government should be big and high and have all this power. I do not believe that. I believe that they should be just there to make sure we don't kill each other, and that all the states should have all the power. That's how I view it. But that's just my opinion. You can view it however you want or not. And then obviously he had the Louisiana Purchase, which he saw a good deal, and he couldn't legally do it, but he went ahead because he didn't have any constitutional authority to do it, but he still went ahead and made it anyway. Like yeah, okay, great list. I have to think about mine. Your top 3 are solid. Yeah. Thanks for that. Like I'm pretty sure I don't think you'll have Trump in your top 5. I'm just gonna from the way that I've when I've had a conversation with you, I don't think you'll put Trump in your top 5. I think there's a slight chance you might put Reagan, but I wouldn't think you would. But yeah, and like after Jefferson made the Louisiana Purchase, basically expanded American territory, and began all these like so many adventures. We found so many new things, like all these explorations. Like we expanded a whole lot. If it wasn't for the Louisiana Purchase, at the end of the day, a lot of us wouldn't even be here because, like, as you know, France owned that area of America, and it was almost all of it. And I'm glad that Jefferson did it. Now, number 4, like I'm gonna be honest with you, at number 4 and number 5, I go back and forth between them both, between Reagan and Trump a whole lot. I go back and forth. At times I have Reagan at 4. At times I have Trump at 4. Like part of the reason I have Reagan as the number 4 right now, I could maybe in a few days I'll think of something else. Maybe one of you guys can enlighten me with something. Like maybe you could change my mind. But Reagan, like obviously the big one is like he was the guy that broke inflation. Like he broke the back of inflation by lowering taxes. Now he didn't lower like Trump's taxes. He got them even lower. But the thing is, time when Reagan lowered taxes, like inflation at that time was dramatically bad. But as I was saying, like between like 5 Virgin Obama. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God, that's actually pretty funny right there. Like, I'll get to your comment in a second, Osiris, but I'll tell you this right. I'm going to say this right here. Obviously, like at the time when Reagan ran for president the first time, America was in a deep, horrible place with how Jimmy Carter was running things, and Jimmy Carter was a joke of a president, one of the worst presidents we've ever had. Because of like how bad of inflation he caused and stuff like that. And basically surrender, basically letting the Cold War go as long as he did. And unlike Biden, Carter mishandled crisis after crisis. Biden just created crisis after crisis. Like I think Carter's better than Biden, and that's saying a whole lot. But Carter was a joke of a president. I think everyone in here agrees on that. And then Reagan, when he broke the back inflation, created 2 or 3 decades of growth. I believe it was 2 decades worth of growth and like exponential growth, where America became much more wealthy than it ever had before. And on top of that, he ended the Cold War. More important than the list, you are able to back up your reasonings. Props. Yeah, maybe you can change my mind on some of these. Like, I would actually like to hear some of your guys' opinions. Maybe you can change my mind on some of these. But another thing about Reagan, he won the Cold War. The Cold War went on for a whole long time. He not only did he win it, he broke up the Soviet Union, and he actually did. And he actually, okay, no, that wasn't until the 90s. Ukraine didn't give up their nukes till the 90s, I believe. Yeah, that was right. But he broke up the Soviet Union. So that was because at that time, the Soviet Union was the biggest threat to America. Right now, China is. But back then in the 80s, Russia and the Soviet Union was. And the fact that he was able to break it up and to have all these nations become independent was great. I'm a big Reagan fan. He was unlike Trump, he was a jokester, but he didn't say like the things that he probably shouldn't have said. Like that's when I'm going to get into Trump here in a second. Now, I do like some things I did not like that Reagan did. Like I did not like that he signed the Immigration Control Act. I did not like that whatsoever because that legalized a whole bunch of illegals, and then basically like as you would think with it being called the Immigration Control Act, you would think like you would control immigration, stop it from happening, at least illegal ones. But that's not what it was. What it was, it legalized millions of illegal immigrants, and basically it turned California from a red state to a blue state. Like if it wasn't for the Immigration Control Act, California would still be a red state when you look at it. It truly would have been. It would. But Reagan later in his life even admitted saying he regretted signing that bill. Like I wish he hadn't signed that bill, but yeah. Also, I didn't like when Reagan said like he didn't believe in assault weapons should be legal. Like I found that out. Like Reagan, he believed in the Second Amendment, but he didn't believe in quote unquote assault rifles. Now, obviously, assault rifle is a made up term. We all know that. Like I don't agree with Reagan on everything. But like I put him slightly ahead of Trump right here, and I'll say why. But after this, I'll explain why I have Trump in the top 5. Obviously, Trump was he's basically like Reagan 2.0 in a lot of ways, in my opinion, because Reagan and Trump, they are very similar presidents. Like they came in very similar areas. Like both of them came in at a time when America was in a deep crisis. It was at a very low point. Like because like Trump, he lowered taxes like Reagan did, but he lowered them even more than Reagan. Like how much of a percent? Like if you can comment, I forgot the exact percentage off the top of my head. How big of a tax cut was Trump's to compare to Reagan's? Can you guys look that up for me? But I know Trump's was even lower than this, so that was good. Like and basically created the greatest economy we've had in 50 years. And basically unemployment was at record low, and people were brought off food stamps, unemployment, and stuff like that. And more people were just up and working, which I'm glad about that. Like, and Trump, he's also given so many great speeches and stuff like that. Like, if you saw his speech at Mount Rushmore, was phenomenal. Also, his speech when he got on his inauguration was amazing. When he said that we're going to be returning power back to the people, and he did. Now, the thing why I always go back and forth between him and Reagan and this is something Reagan has above Trump. Trump, even as the diehard supporter that I am, Trump has said a lot of things that he probably should not have said. Like a lot of the stuff he said was hilarious. It truly was. But at the end of the day, you're the president. You can't be saying that kind of stuff. Like, remember when he called Stormy Daniels, that porn star that he slept with, a horse face? Like as funny as that was, and it truly was funny, but when you look at it, you're the president. You can't be saying that stuff. You're like, it's like making us look a lot more bad. But another positive on it is like Trump was actually, what was that? He passed a bill. I forgot what it was, but the bill it was an act that he passed that basically like put Black Americans back in homes. Like the fathers, like it took like for low-level, non-violent, drug-related crimes, they actually got got out of prison and they actually got put back in the homes, which is actually good at the end of the day when you look at it, because fathers need to be in the homes for the kids. They just have to be. Like, yeah. So like, yeah, I agree with that. But like Trump, like he also did, and this is true, something that I've read. This is true, and I will admit this as well. Trump did pass a lot of gun control legislation. He did, and he blocked some pro gun legislation too. That is a fact. I will fully right here say this. But the biggest one that he did was he banned bump stocks. Now, bump stocks, from what basically like it's the general idea, if you don't know what a bump stock is it's like it's what you put on a semi-automatic rifle. It practically turns it into almost a machine gun. It's not a machine gun, but it's something close to it. Because a machine gun, you just pull the trigger once and basically all the bullets fire out. Now, a semi-automatic gun, you have to keep pulling the trigger all the time to just fire a bullet. Then, with the bump stock, basically, what it does, it pushes it goes back and forth. Like, basically, your finger keeps going back and forth on the trigger so that it looks like it's a machine gun, but it really isn't. It doesn't fit the quota. He banned him after the Vegas shooting because the guy at the Vegas shooting had bump stocks on his rifles, which that got that was a pretty disturbing event in Vegas. But at the end, I disagreed with Trump when he banned him, but thank God a judge overruled it this past year or so, because I believe that bump stock should be legal. That's just what I believe. Now you can have a different opinion if you want, but that's just how I take it. So yeah. Okay. Every president between 68 and 79 were lackluster. There was Nixon, Ford, and Carter. I actually didn't mind Ford that much. I didn't mind him that much. Now, the mistake he did was that he pardoned Nixon because Nixon obviously came off the Watergate thing because he had to resign. So, yeah. I'm not a Nixon fan. I do not like him. Ford should not have pardoned Nixon whatsoever. But he did. The reason he did it was because he had to because he was the president, because Nixon handpicked him to be the vice president. So Ford kind of had to. He just kind of had to. So yeah. But Carter was a joke, obviously. No, there's no debate there. Oh, right here. Trump was so American, he literally became president, and it didn't even seem weird after a while. No, it didn't seem weird whatsoever. At first, it seemed a little weird because at that time I was blue-pilled, and I was anti-Trump at that time. But because of 2020 and 2021, I became pro-Trump. You see, I became pro-Trump, and so at that time, yeah, that's just how I was at that time. Now you can view it however you want, but that's just how I view it. So yeah, Osiris, if you had to take a guess, if you had to take a guess, what other presidents you think would be in your top 5 if you had to be, other than, because I think you agree with me on the top 3, but you don't agree with Reagan or Trump being there. So, and you said you would put Madison. Okay, who else are you a big fan of? Okay. Me, after these 5, the top presidents after Washington, Lincoln, Jefferson, Reagan, and Trump, my opinion, the ones after that, the best ones after these 5 are JFK, Calvin Coolidge, William Howard Taft, Teddy Roosevelt, and Grover Cleveland. Those guys would probably be the next ones. Because unlike a lot of people, I'm a big fan. I like Grover Cleveland. In Grover Cleveland, obviously, if you guys know, he's the only president in American history to ever serve 2 2 terms as president, but they weren't directly right after the other. Because Grover Cleveland won his first presidential election, then he lost the second one. Then after that, he came back the third year and he won and he became the president again. So he is actually a great president. And if you look at Grover Cleveland in a lot of ways, Cleveland, he actually vetoed a ton of bills back in the day. He vetoed a ton of them. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Grover Cleveland is the president that has vetoed the most bills in history. He even rejected a stimulus package directed at the Texas drought because he actually said something that no president has ever really says. But he said that there is no constitutional warranty for this bill, which you never hear that from a president whatsoever. Now you got to Calvin Coolidge. Calvin Coolidge, in my opinion, is probably the most underrated president we've ever had. The most underrated. Well, behind Trump, I should say. But Calvin Coolidge, he was also called Silent Cal, and he was the last of his breed. And like when I think about it, when I say when he was the last of his breed, Calvin Coolidge was yeah, I agree with you. I'll talk about that in a second. But Calvin Coolidge, like he was the last president in American history to realize that to be like the president, the job of the president should not be a major factor in your life. It's like Calvin Coolidge was silent. It was his nickname was Silent Cal because he didn't talk that much. And there's a really funny story about it at a party where like a reporter came up to Calvin Coolidge and said, "Mr. President, I just made a bet with somebody that can make you say more than 2 words." And guess what Coolidge's reply was? "You lose." So he just owned that person. That was just savage, really savage. Like, and also Calvin Coolidge, if you didn't know, he actually left office like after his first term. He didn't pledge at the beginning to leave office, but it eventually did happen. And he served 1 term and then just left right away. And one of the atrocities that ever happened is that Calvin Coolidge stepped down and then Herbert Hoover took over as president, which Herbert Hoover was a garbage president. To be honest, and Calvin Coolidge was lowered taxes and lowered regulation. Like he was a great president when you look at it. Like I'm a big fan of Calvin Coolidge. Okay. I have to think about it, but Andrew Jackson could get number 5 just for paying off national debt. He's one of the best, in my opinion. He is. Like a lot of people that don't like Andrew Jackson, they always go to that. Oh, he was a racist. He was an evil against the Native Americans. Like if you look at it, his successor was far meaner to the Native Americans. And like Andrew Jackson, if you didn't know, he actually adopted an Indian child. To be honest. That was just alone. That was an orphan. He adopted it, and that was a good thing. Andrew Jackson he was actually also a war hero too. And I'm actually a big fan of Andrew Jackson. Now I wouldn't say like he's as on JFK or Calvin Coolidge's level. I would put him right under Grover Cleveland. That's just my opinion right there. Trump spent like crazy. Yes, he did. Reagan also spent like crazy. He spent both of the like I said, Trump and Reagan are very similar presidents. They did a lot of good things, but the main problem they always consistently had was they spent like crazy. Reagan obviously could not get the spending under control. Trump could not get the spending under control. He actually spent way more than Reagan did. And I know a lot of people go to say, oh, in 2020. 2020 is the only exception though, because obviously that was when C-19 broke out and we didn't know what this was going to be. So kind of had to be like that. Yeah. So yeah. Andrew Jackson had balls of steel. Yes, he did. He truly had balls of steel. So yeah, I'm actually a big fan of Andrew Jackson. So yeah. Calvin destroys Noob. Oh yeah, he did. Calvin Coolidge, he is a really underrated president. He truly is. So yeah. Also a few other presidents I wanted to talk about that I had in my top that I said that were in the top 10 that I didn't mention. Well, obviously I mentioned Teddy Roosevelt and William Howard Taft. I'll start with Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt, obviously he was the first progressive president we've ever had. He was. He did something he was a hero. He truly was. And he did try to do expansive tendencies, which I'm a big fan of. And also one of the something that I'm a big fan of, he actually broke up companies, particularly in the railroad industry, because even though it was for no legal reason, he did it because they were actually growing too big when you look at it. If he hadn't done that, where do you think we would be today with all these monopolies like Walmart or Target or Amazon or whatever? Literally, it would have been horrible when you look at it. Because Teddy Roosevelt set a precedence that you cannot become too big. And once you become too big, we are going to take you out right away. That's why I'm a big fan of Teddy Roosevelt. But now, I think William Howard Taft was actually better than Teddy Roosevelt. William Howard Taft was Teddy Roosevelt's successor, and Teddy Roosevelt handpicked him to be his successor. William Howard Taft was actually a far more conservative figure than Teddy Roosevelt was. Like, he even went on to serve on the Supreme Court afterwards. And like, he's actually been a figure that's been lost to history when you look at it. Like, because not only because of all the jokes, because that he was extremely fat, was because like the main reason he's been lost to history is because he lost to Woodrow Wilson. And was it 1912? Was it 1912 or was it 19? I believe it was 1912. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe it was 1912. He lost to Woodrow Wilson. But the reason he lost to Woodrow Wilson was because Teddy Roosevelt, in his ego trip, came into play. Because Teddy Roosevelt wanted to come back into power, and the Republicans refused to nominate him. So Teddy Roosevelt decided to run as a third party, and basically it divided up the conservative vote, and that allowed Woodrow Wilson to win. And Woodrow Wilson was a horrible president, and like, yeah. And like, if it wasn't for Teddy Roosevelt's ego trip, William Howard Taft would be fondly more remembered for defeating Woodrow Wilson in the 1912 election. Who else did I mention? JFK. Obviously, I've talked about JFK plenty of times on this show. JFK, in my opinion, is the most anti-corruption president we've ever had. Yes. Like, even though he was a Democrat, he was actually a conservative when you look at it. Because he was actually from the conservative part of the Democratic Party when you look at it. Like, he lowered taxes. He was anti-corruption. He was anti-globalism. Like, he did a lot of good things when you look at it. Now, the only thing that I did have a problem with JFK was his policies on immigration, because he believed I hate to say this because I'm a big JFK fan, but he actually was for open borders when you look at it, and he did allow open borders, which I don't like that whatsoever, but he still did it. But I believe it was made up for. It was made up for with all of his other stuff. Now, he did have a few other controversies. Obviously, he had the Bay of Pigs debacle, and he was the first person to get us involved in Vietnam. That was not LBJ. It was not Lyndon Johnson that got us involved in Vietnam. That JFK was the first person to get us involved in Vietnam. But now, JFK wanted to get us out of Vietnam afterwards, and he even did admit that he was wrong. It was his fault with the Bay of Pigs debacle. So, yeah. But I'm a huge JFK fan at the end of the day. So, yeah. Who else would you? Osiris. Who else would be in your top 10? Not just with your top 5, but who else do you think would be in your top 10 presidents? Because I think there's a lot of interesting presidents that you could throw out there. Huey Long would have been cool if he didn't get whacked. Like, possible. That's possible. I don't know, but yeah. I would have to look a little more into that. So, yeah. Who else would be in your top 10? Like, yeah. I mentioned my top 10. Washington, Lincoln, Jefferson, Reagan, Trump, JFK, Calvin Coolidge, William Howard Taft, Teddy Roosevelt, Grover Cleveland. Those are my top 10 right there. I'm open to have my mind changed. I'm going to see if someone can, but if you can't, I would be interested to hear that. All right. Well, you guys are commenting in the live stream. I want to move on to the final topic that we have here today. I don't have anyone you didn't mention. We're here. Look up Coolidge more because he's a great president. You have to, Osiris. I don't have anyone you didn't mention. Oh, okay. Yeah. Learning from you about Coolidge. Like, Osiris, after this stream, you should go look up more on Calvin Coolidge. It's like he was the most, in my opinion, the second most underrated president we have ever had. The only one that's more underrated, in my view, is Trump. That's just how I take it. And I wanted to move into the final topic. This one is actually going to be more of a fun topic. It's not necessarily politics or something like that. But what is I wanted to actually talk about nature and animal wildlife and stuff like that. And what I mean is funny stories like that. A few weeks ago, I sent Osiris a video during his live stream about an alligator eating a turtle. And it was pretty awesome. I want to replay that video just to see that. So yeah. Right here. This is actually some pretty fun stuff. Alligator eating turtle. Right here. Where's that video right there? Oh, right here. This is actually a pretty funny video. Pretty cool video. This is actually brutal, too, when you look at it. Ooh. 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 That's a big alligator right there. Like, literally, that's a turtle that it's eating. It just crushed its shell. Wow. Wow. Oh, how about the worst? Okay, we'll get into that. Okay, I'll skip the All right. All right. Do you guys want to hear my top 5 worst presidents, or do you want to go on with this nature and wildlife stuff? You can let me know. Like which one do you guys want to hear? Do you I'll do one of them. One of them. Do you want to hear the nature stuff, or do you want to hear who my top 5 worst presidents are? I'll be open to hear that. So yeah. Yeah. Or this is another funny one. Python eats alligator. Like this is some pretty funny stuff, pretty crazy stuff at the end of the day. Python eats alligator because, like, as you guys know, in the Everglades, Bush would be at least number 2. Like, as you guys know, what was that? Biden worse. Oh, okay, we'll get into that. I don't think you guys want to see this, so we'll get into that. Give me 1 second right here. Well, we'll save the nature thing for later because, like, I think this one is actually more interesting. 1 second. Okay. 1 second right here. Top 5 worst. Wait. No, not that right there. 1 second. I'm going to go down here right here. Worst presidents. And I'm going to tell you in my order. This is my opinion. So you guys can have a different opinion, but yeah. Wilson. Biden. What was his name again? God, how do you spell his last name? James B. Cannon. James B. Cannon. I don't know if that's how you say his name or not, but, like, yeah. LBJ. Wait. LBJ. Okay, and number 5. What is Jimmy Carter? Oh, I go back and forth between Jimmy Carter. Now, this one's actually it's hard between LBJ and Jimmy Carter to be number 4. That one is a really, really tough decision. Really tough right there. Like that. This is my list right here. LBJ, Lynn. You know who I'm referring to? LBJ, right, Osiris? Lyndon Johnson. He was JFK's vice president. Like, that's who LBJ was. So, like, yeah. Yeah, so obviously let's start with Woodrow Wilson right here. Woodrow Wilson, in my opinion, well, this is actually a fact when you look at it. 1 second. Woodrow Wilson was a vicious racist. He believed in radical expansion of the federal government. He believed states should have no limits on it. He was effectively a socialist. He like I said, he was a vicious racist. He believed that in the radical expansion of the executive branch in the welfare state. Like, he even made a famous quote that's saying, like, he believed that the government should be run top down by the elites, and like he also believed that, like, the executive branch should be the one that makes all the decisions, and that, like, I forgot what the exact quote that he made, but it was something along the lines, he believes that a man can be as big of a man as a man can be, something like that. Oh yes, I just talked about him in a video. Definitely one of the worst of all time. Well, this is just my order right here. This is just how I take it. And yes, I do believe Wilson is worse than Biden, because at least Wilson knew what he was doing. That's the only thing I'll give. That's part of the reason why. Now, obviously, let's get to Biden right here. Let's get to Biden. Okay. Biden is a garbage president. He is. He doesn't even know what he's doing. Where do you even want to begin with this? Where do you want to begin with this? The open borders, V mandates, the OSHA ruling, inflation, the Ukraine-Russia war. Oh yeah, shutting down the Keystone XL pipeline, gas prices, like some stuff, critical race theory, and like something else being pushed in classrooms. I'm not going to say that word here, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. Just look at the Florida thing right now going on. Just look at that. So that's what I'm referring to. But yeah, like Biden is and his speeches are awful. Like he's reading. You can tell when he's doing these speeches, he's reading a teleprompter. Or when people are asking him questions, he's reading. He's taking select questions that have been asked from people beforehand. So yeah, like. Oh yeah, Bush Senior and Bush Junior. Like FDR. FDR is definitely up there, but I believe these guys are slightly worse than him, at least slightly. Yeah, but Biden, like, I don't know where you want it. Like, I could go on and on. Like, but Biden, like, he is a terrible president. That's just my opinion. Now, number 3. This one, a lot of people don't even know who this guy is, but James B. Cannon. If you guys don't know who James B. Cannon is, James B. Cannon was the president just before the Civil War. And to be fair, but just to be fair though, and it's not saying a whole lot, but I'm not sure if the Civil War happens because of James B. Cannon, but he doesn't do much to stop it either. Like, he doesn't even do anything to stop it. Like, and the fact that he didn't try to do anything to stop it and just allowed the Civil War to go on, okay, he is already up there. Because he allowed a war between our country, a civil war between our country, go on. That was on him. It's not on anyone else, but it's on him. Now, is it possible that he couldn't have stopped it? It's possible, but I'm sorry, but Cannon is right there. Like, there's nothing. Yeah. Now let's get down to number 4, LBJ, Lyndon Johnson. Lyndon Johnson, like I know a lot of people are gonna go crazy when I say this, like, oh. But the Civil Rights Act, like, blah, 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 blah. Yes, that is a bright spot. And it was the only bright spot that he had. Everything else outside of that was awful. Like, he was a vicious racist himself. Like, even though he passed the Civil Rights Act, he signed it, he was a vicious racist himself. And now, LBJ, he signed it because he didn't really have a choice but to. Because he was so wildly unpopular. And the fact that he didn't even run for the re-election afterwards is because he was so wildly unpopular, and he was a vicious racist. Even though he was a Democrat from Texas, but still though, he was a garbage president at the end of the day. And his pursuit of Vietnam, like the way that he handled it, like, it was awful, man. If you go and look at it, like, it was terrible when you look at it. Yeah. Then Jimmy Carter right here. Obviously, I mentioned Jimmy Carter already. We don't need to talk much more about him, other than the fact that he's just a joke and like everyone forgets about him. So like obviously the inflation crisis, mishandling of every situation, time after time after time after time after time. I could go on. Like there was like beforehand, like when Biden first got into office, I said like, oh, Biden's gonna be Jimmy Carter 2.0. Well, he's already worse than Jimmy Carter, so. Not saying a whole lot when you look at it. Like, yeah. All right, you guys want to hear some honorable mentions? Some honorable mentions are FDR. Obviously, I'm not a big FDR fan like a lot of people are. I am not whatsoever. Like, yes, he led America through World War II, but the main reason you have to look at him is that he was obviously the big problem, the imprisonment of 100,000 Japanese Americans into internment camps. Literally, he imprisoned 100,000 Japanese Americans into camps. Like, how do you have how do you have the mentality to do that? Literally, you just snatch people out. And I thought slavery ended. You had no right to do that, man. Like, yeah. Yeah, and also who was the Herbert Hoover? Obviously, and I'll get to Herbert Hoover in a little bit. A few other things about FDR, like he was actually a study from, I believe, who was it, UCLU or UC something like that. But they did a study where like he lengthened the Great Depression by as much as 8 years, and he also like took the government system that Woodrow Wilson created and just expanded on it. Like he was a socialist himself. Like he was also part of the Committee of 300 too. He truly was. He was yeah. I believe FDR and Woodrow Wilson, at the end of the day, when you look at it, they're two very similar presidents. They are two very, very similar when you look at it. Yeah. Obviously, you got Herbert Hoover, which he just started the Great Depression, which like the fact that he didn't do anything to stop the Great Depression at all, that just lets you know where he goes. So that's all I got to really say about Herbert Hoover. The fact that he was the one who actually allowed the Great Depression to even go on. So, yeah. And like, even though being from Iowa, just because Herbert Hoover was born in Iowa and I'm from Iowa and I live there, that does not give him a free pass. So, no. Like, Herbert Hoover even promised chicken, was it chicken or turkey in every pot or roaster? He did that. He said that. And look what happened. Yeah. Then you got Obama. I have him up there too. Obama was a garbage president, a horrible president. He was he had like not just all the drone strikes in the Middle East, but he was actually started the 2012 Democratic campaign thing where like if you are against me, you are a racist. Like literally, that just like oh my god, like this is incredibly, yeah. And also, he was a socialist himself. And like another thing, Obamacare was an atrocity. So, and like that just divided America even more. Like basically make healthcare premiums go up even further. Or with all the carbon taxes that he put in that shut down over half our coal plants that are clean. And our electricity prices went up. And it got to a point where you could not run a factory here in America competitively against China. Because China is our biggest competition today. And like, when he shut down and basically like with all these taxes that he put in for the carbon taxes, it just destroyed our coal plants and like everything just went down the toilet right there. So yeah. Then you got Bill Clinton. Well, we'll just put Bill Clinton as a clown. That's all we got to say. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Like, yeah. Like Bill Clinton, at the end of the day, when you look at it, and this is just my view, he was pretty much a continuation of the George H.W. Bush administration. That's just really what it was in my view. Because a lot of his, like he took a lot of the same foreign policy and a lot of his military actions too. And like, yeah. Now he did give a great State of the Union speech where he talked about where he said he was against illegal immigration. Yeah, I give him that, but like everything outside of that, I don't see much else to say that he was a great president or anything. Yeah. Obviously, Bush Jr. too. Bush Jr. in my view. A lot of people will disagree with me on this. I'm pretty sure everyone in the comment section may disagree with me on this. But I believe that George W. Bush was behind 9/11. He was one of the people that was behind it. Here's why. Because there is so much evidence to show that the government had prior warning before 9/11 and they didn't do anything. They just let it go on. Like literally. Here's some of the things. How do they know who did this so quickly? Like you know when how quickly they knew Lee Harvey Oswald killed Kennedy, supposedly killed him. How do they know who was behind 9/11 that quickly? Yeah, like now it wasn't a failure of intelligence because like before, like was it McConnell? I forgot who it was, but he wrote a memo and it stated right in the memo. It said Bin Laden to steal planes and run them into buildings, like stuff like that. And also with how much the Bush administration ignored the intelligence. It was almost like they ignored it because they wanted it to happen. That's just how I take it. And now, like you were going to say, like, why would he want it to happen? Well, main reason why is because like to put obviously for the Patriot Act, baiting. What do you mean baiting? Like I'm curious what you mean by baiting right there. Yeah, obviously obviously he wanted he was going to be the one leading America into the new age, into the new century, because like into the Middle East with the oil situation, but also to approve the Patriot Act. And like to the people who don't know what the Patriot Act is, the Patriot Act is what allows the government to spy on all Americans, like without a warrant. Like they do not need a warrant to even look up your internet history, your email, your text, emails, everything. The government can look at that without a warrant. Because before the Patriot Act, they couldn't do it without a warrant because it was protected like the mail. Not anymore. Once the Patriot Act was passed, that went out the door. And Obama, I forgot to mention this, Obama expanded the Patriot Act as well and just made it even worse. So, yeah. And also, sorry about that, guys. Evidence to show that Bush knew that 9/11 was going to happen and may have even been one of the guys planning for it to happen. As you guys know, there were like 3 planes that were hijacked and supposed to run into them. 2 of them ran it. Well, no, there were 4. My mistake. There were 4. Obviously, 2 of them ran into the buildings. All right, you get that, right? Then one of them supposedly hit the Pentagon. There's no real video of it, but you guys get the general idea with that. You can look at that however you want. Then you got the fact that there was another plane that was supposed to hit the White House, but it didn't hit the White House because the passengers on the plane stopped the terrorist and just ran it into the ground before it could hit the White House, because they were actually trying to hit the White House. But where was Bush on that day of 9/11? Where was he? He was in Florida at a school and away from the White House. So clearly, I believe that shows that he knew something was going to happen. And then plus, when you look at him, when you watch that video of him in that school, in that classroom, and you see like someone come up to him and whisper to him about the planes, he looked like he knew something was happening. Like he knew something was going on. So like, I don't think you're going to convince me that it was accidentally that he happened. It's just a huge coincidence. Like, no, that is not what happened in my view. So, and yeah, and also with the 3rd building collapsing. Did you guys know that there was a 3rd building in the 9/11 attack that fell? World Trade Center Building 7, and it collapsed. And guess what? No planes hit it. Guess what the official story was of how it and why it collapsed? It collapsed because the fire melted through the metal and forced the building to collapse, just like on the way from the inside in. No, there's no actual possible reason for that to even happen. It's impossible when you look at it. There's no way for that to even happen. It just can't happen. Like, because nothing hit it and no fire got hot enough for that to even happen. So that's just my view. You can look at it however you want, but that's just the way I take it. Who else do you guys think are your worst presidents? Like Osiris, who else do you think are your worst presidents outside of Biden and stuff like that? I'd like to hear who you think is. It's like, yeah. Well, like I said, there are a lot of presidents out there that are given praise that I do not like. Like, obviously, LBJ, FDR, Biden, Obama, Clinton. I am not a fan of any of those guys. None of them. Now, I am a fan of, like, the ones I am a fan of are people who are anti-corruption, are pro-America and are anti-government. And what I mean by anti-government, I'm not talking about anarchist views or stuff like that. I'm talking about people that are for giving power back to the people. That's just my view on it. Now, you can look at it however you want, but that's just how I view it. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any more questions at all? Yeah, any more? Because I'd like to, because I'm enjoying this conversation right here. I would actually like to know. Like, 1 second. 1 second. But speaking of 9/11, I want to go into this part right here. Right here. Give me 1 second. Conspiracy bot. Right here. I'm gonna see if this guy's posted any more videos like this. Where is it? This is actually something funny that he made. Like, obviously, I don't know who's running this page on Twitter, but like he posts a lot of stuff like this. It's called Conspiracy Bot. So I don't know. Is it real? Is it some FBI or CIA agent? Or is it someone who's anti-government as a whole? Or like whatever? I don't know. Obviously, right here you say Joe Biden. Then you right here have the media. Then right here you say people noticing signs of dementia. So like right here, like the media is trying to protect Biden from that. So I think you guys probably get the general idea right there. So yeah. Right here, there's a few more. I'm trying to find some of these. Just to be clear, I dropped a bomb every 20 minutes for 8 years. Oh, yeah. That's 100% true right there. Masons are required to tell lies and even perjure themselves to protect other Masons. They are also required to obey even orders which they know to be immoral. The Mason Handbook. So, yeah, that's actually true, to be honest, when you look at it. A full list of scenarios where giving up your rights will make you safer. That's 100% true right there. I don't do conspiracy theories. I do wake the F up. It's so effing obvious theories. Like, and they're not even theories when you look at them. They're actually facts. A lot of them are. Self-sabotage is always self-sabotage is always the scapegoat for future war campaigns. That is true. That is 100% true when you look at it. So yeah. There's a few more. Oh, by the way, guys, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure to subscribe to this channel and like and share this video and turn on notifications so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. So because my channel is shadow banned, I'm trying to grow the channel. Yeah. Right here, there's a few more of these stuff. Where is? Oh yeah, this is a funny one right here. This is a big funny one. This is Bohemian Grove. If you guys don't know what Bohemian Grove is a plot of land in California where all the elites go and they do occult rituals. And like they have gay group sex, they bathe in oil and feces, they do simulated human sacrifices with coffins. And they also dress up as druids and light a statue of an effigy in front of a giant statue of Moloch the owl god. Like you have George Bush, W. Bush, you have George Bush Sr. and Clinton. Like down here you see, let's orgy. Like, and then right here you see this say, I heart Moloch. And Moloch is this right here, a statue of Moloch the owl god. So yeah, like this is a whole bunch of weird stuff at the end of the day when you look at it. So yeah. There's a few more of these kind of stuff. Oh, right here. Nobody needs an AR-15. Nobody needs a whiny little bitch either. Yet here you are. And taxation is theft. Yeah. Yeah, I agree right there. Where's this stuff? Where's some of this 9/11 stuff right here? Because he posted a whole lot of 9/11 stuff right here as well. I'm trying to find it. Oh, right here when you look at it. Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton. So, yeah. Even though that's George Bush right there, you still get the kind of idea right there. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to find this right here because he posted a whole bunch of stuff like this. All right here. The elites don't want you to know this, but the ducks at the park are free. You can take them home. I have 458 ducks. So, like, yeah. I think you guys probably get that giant idea right there. So, yeah. Like, it's some weird stuff, but, yeah. By the way, Osiris, if you're still here, if you have any more questions, you can ask me them. So, yeah. Because I'm enjoying this conversation right here. Okay. Where's some of this more stuff right here? Okay. It's a big club and you're not in it. Well, I disagree with him having Trump in this right here because I do not believe Trump is controlled. But like having everyone else, I fully agree with that there. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me see. He keeps I'm 1,000. He's part of the Q government and there's no Galactic Federation anymore. He's more or less with the white hats. No, he's not. Helping push the controlled opposition. He's not part of the satanic elite or any society. So, plain ball, the man has to meet and greet with all kinds of evil in the swamp. It's part of the job. So yeah. Right here. Right here. Water or fluoride. Yeah. Oh yeah. About my page. There will be shit you don't like. I'm going to post it anyway. Yep. 100% agree with that. If you don't like the stuff that you talk about or post, you don't have to watch. Or let me see this. Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to say what that is, but I think you guys can look at that. I'm not going to say this because I do not want to risk getting in trouble, my channel getting in trouble, but yeah, I think that probably says a whole lot of it. Yeah. Defund the government, 100% agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, you're right there. Okay, I'm trying to find some of his 9/11 stuff. I'm trying to see if he still has them on there. Unless, yeah. So, oh yeah, right here. Look, more fools that think there is a difference between Democrats and Republicans. There is a difference, but I don't think it's a difference as much as they're trying to say it is. Because I believe there's a lot in common, but not all of them are like that, to be honest. That's just my view. You can have a different view, but I have that kind of view. Yeah. What else are we going to talk? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we head out? Because I'm getting ready to head out here in a little bit because I got to get up early in the morning because I got to go to I got to go to a funeral tomorrow. So I'm going to post them. I'm going to do a video tomorrow, but it's going to be around this time tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Do you guys have any more questions or not? Because I want to see before we head out. You guys have any more questions? Just send them in. Yeah. I don't think we have any more. I'll wait till we get to 1 a.m. Then I'll just let this go. Then, okay. Let's keep looking at more of these because this is some interesting stuff right here before we head out. Oh, we are all being played. Banks, government, media and corporations, military, police, you. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what it is at the end of the day when you look at it. So, yeah. Oh, Nikola Tesla was known for discovering amazing things than forgetting to write them down. So, yeah. Oh, I think, Osiris, this one will interest you the most right here. I think this one will interest you the most right here. I can tell. What if I told you the entire world is about to be red-pilled? There's a good chance something like that will happen. There's a strong good chance that it will. Because at the end of the day, when you look at it, red-pilled people are more traditional, are more closer to traditionalists. Because they believe in smaller government, they believe in lower regulations, lower taxes and stuff like that, and they're anti-corruption too. Now, there's some people on the populist left that are anti-corruption. I agree with that. But they're not what I'm trying to say they are. I believe that I'll rephrase that. They're not what I'm referring to. They are clearly populist left and they're anti-corruption, but they're not the kind of anti-corruption that people like me are, or like you, Osiris, is, or like Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, David Icke, Alan Watt are. That's really what it is at the end of the day when you look at it. So, yeah. But yeah, I think there's a strong possibility the entire world will get red-pilled. Never underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups. George Carlin, yeah. Yeah. The Great Global Warming Swindle, full documentary. I might have to look at that in a... Wait 1 second. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I think you should probably go take a look at that, Osiris. I'm gonna tweet this at you, buddy. Maybe you should take a look at this. So, Yeah, you should probably take a look at that. Yeah, I think you'll be interested in that. Because I'll probably have to go take a look at it here in a second as well later tonight. So, yeah. All right, guys, it's 1 a.m., so I'm probably going to head out right here. So, yeah. Yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. Like, this has been a fun live stream. Like, this is pretty fun. Like, yeah. And I'm glad Osiris stopped by. So I didn't know if he would or not. I wasn't expecting him to, but he did, and I'm happy about that. He's like, this has been one of my favorite live streams that I've done. So, yeah. All right, guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, and share this video so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. Because my channel is shadow banned, and because we need my channel to grow to be on shadow ban. Also, follow me on Spotify. Follow me on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Subscribe to me on Rumble, BitChute. Follow me on RSS and Stitcher. Was World War II just a war or not? What do you think? I'll mention this, then I'll go. What I think World War II was, what it was the Nazis were back behind the Illuminati. The Illuminati and the elites is what I'm referring to. Now, there are some people that say, oh, the Nazis were outside of them because like Germany was getting too powerful and the elites were the allies and stuff like that. No, I believe the Illuminati were the Nazis. The Nazis were being funded by them, and the Illuminati was actually working with the Nazis and were actually the opposition that was trying to win. But people went against them, and after the Nazis fell, like the elites and the Illuminati, they took over the rest of the world. They took over the rest of the countries pretty much, and that's how we've gotten to where we are today. That's just my view. I can expand on that a little more in a future video, but if you stop by, like in another video and ask that question, we can go a little further into it. So yeah. Also, make sure, like I said, and also make sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and subscribe to me here on YouTube. All right. Thanks to Cyrus for stopping by. Thank you, everyone else who stopped by. This has been Ray, the host of the Ray Infinity Show. This has been episode number 41. Catch you guys later. Peace.